Guys, welcome to Pen Dentistry. Hope you are doing good. I am Dr. Aishwarya with you for easy learning and better understanding. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go and subscribe to my channel and learn the dentistry in an easy manner. Cephalometric analysis. Sterner. Sterner has given the analysis on the cephalometry in 1930. He has given the Sternal analysis in 1930. Skeletal analysis, as you can see here. The second one is dental analysis. In skeletal analysis, you are going to see the skeletal part, and in dental analysis, you are going to see the changes in dental. In the occlusion, changes will be seen, and the last one is soft tissue analysis. In that, the changes in the soft tissue which leads to the malocclusion, and because of that we do cephalometry, that we can see in the soft analysis. The soft tissue we can see. Now we will go for the skeletal analysis. Skeletal analysis is, first one is SNA angle. He has given the SNA angle. What is SNA? Sella, N is nasion, and A is the point log. Okay, S and A. When you are going to draw the line from S and to A, when the S and A line is intersecting, when these two lines are intersecting with each other, then we get an angle, S and A angle, which is mainly the 82 degree. The mean value or the normal mean value of this angle is 82 degree. When the angle is increased, this causes the class 2. This happens in class 2, and prognathic maxilla will going to be seen. When the angle is decreased, when you are going to decrease the angle, when the SNA angle is shorter, the class 3 malocclusion occur and the retrognathic maxilla will going to see. The second one is SNB angle. The mean value is 80 degree. The S means here is sella, from sella to nasion, SN, from sella to nasion, and B represents the point. This is the supramental point. This B is a supramental point. This point is deepest in the middle of the alveolar crest. The alveolar crest which is present and the mental process which is present, this B point is located there. This is the alveolar crest and this is the mental process. Okay, this is the mental process. So this is the B point here located. The mean value is 80 degree. When you are going to increase the angle, here class 3 malocclusion occur. Thick mandible is present. When you are going to decrease the angle of S and B, class 2 malocclusion will going to occur and the mandible will be retrognathic. S and A. You have seen S and A, S and B. This A and B. Now, how you are going to learn this angle? First one is S and A, S and B, AB. Okay, and then AB. As you can see, AB is also present here, and N is the common angle. So, if you are taking S and A, S and B, these AB will be, we are going to write here, and N will be in the middle because N is the common one. So the third angle which is made is A and B. As you can see in the picture, A and B, when the angle is increased, the skeletal malocclusion will going to be present in the class 2 manner. Which type of class malocclusion will going to occur? Class 2 malocclusion, that is in the skeletal, because we are learning here skeletal analysis. And when the angle is decreased, when you are going to, at that time, the class 3 malocclusion will going to occur and the skeletal malocclusion will be present here. The fourth angle is the mandibular plane and the last one is occlusion plane. In mandible plane, angle making between the SN plane and mandibular plane. When you are going to draw the line at SN and you are going to draw the mandibular plane, this is the angle made by the both lines are mandibular plane angle. When you are going to increase the mandibular plane, the vertical growing the vertical growing of the skeletal part will going to see when the angle is decreased, when the angle is lower angle, at that time horizontal growing will be seen here. Mostly the mean value of mandibular plane is 32 degree. Okay, and the last one is occlusion plane, and occlusion plane is a line which is passing through the cusp, that is overlapping cusp of the first premolar and the first molar. As I have told you, the mean angle is 14 degree. This indicates the relationship of occlusion plane to the face and the cranium. This occlusion plane will going to show us the occlusion plane, the relation between the occlusion relation with the cranium as well as the face. This also says the growth pattern of the individual. This helps us for the study of individual. Okay, this was the 5 skeletal analysis given by Sterner in 1930. The first one is SNA angle, the second one is SNB, then ANB, then mandibular plane and the occlusion plane. Now we are going to see the dental analysis of the Sterner. Dental analysis. Sterner has given us about the dental analysis. What he has said in dental analysis, now we are going to learn that. First is maxillary incisor position. How you are going to calculate the maxillary incisor position. So to calculate that maxillary incisor position, upper incisor is related to NA line. That means NA line you are going to take here and the long axis of the tooth you are going to take. For making an angle for upper incisor to NA, the long axis is taken, the long axis of the tooth is taken and the NA point, this is the, it is taken and the measurement is done. When the angle increase, this is the NA, this will going to be fixed because it is a skeletal. NA is a skeletal point line and this tooth, when the angle is increased, when the angle is going to increase, during the time of increase in the angle, the tooth is looking like proclined. That means this tooth is looking as if proclination has occurred to the tooth. In the mouth, the tooth is looking like this. So this means that the person is having the tooth like this. Okay, proclination has been occurred. When the angle is decreased, this is the NA line, and when the angle is decreased, when you are going to decrease the angle, at that time the retroclination will going to be seen like this. When the angle is decreased, okay, the retroclination will going to be seen. This is the long axis of the tooth. Somewhat this is the long axis of the tooth and this is the NA. When the angle is decreased, then retroclination is seen. For proclination, class 2 malocclusion is mainly seen in when the degree is increased and reticulation when the degree is decreased. Hope you are understanding what I am saying. For linear NA, for linear line, 4 mm is the mean value of the linear line. When the proclination is increased, when the increase in the linear line, that now you are going to see that this is the NA line. This is the NA line for maxillary incisor, NA line, and this is the labial surface, labial part. The linear position is calculated. It is a linear measurement between the labial surface of upper central incisor, that is labial surface of the upper central incisor, and the line joining NA. Okay, and the mean value is 4. When the distance between them, the labial surface of the upper central incisor and the NA line, this is 4 mm. This is the linear incisor position. When the increased linear when this 4 mm point 4 mm line will going to be increased, that means the 4 mm will increase to bigger. Okay, so at that time what is going to be happen? This is the NA point, NA, and this is the line of labial side. So when it is going to increase, when the line is going to increase, so at that time proclination will going to be seen. That means the tooth, this is the red one is the tooth. This has changed the position. This has increased the lower distance and it is looking like a proclaimed tooth. That means the tooth is somewhat more like this. More proclination is seen. When the distance in decrease, when the distance is decreased like this. Okay, when the distance, the root will be at the same position when the distance is decreased like this. When this lower distance is decreased, at that time the retroclination is seen. The tooth is somewhat looking like this position. And this position is retroclination position. When the tooth, this tooth is becoming like this. This is the retroclination and this is the proclination. Okay. Now we are going on with mandibular incisor position. In mandibular incisor position, what is taken? Lower incisor to NB. The angle is made between the lower incisor to the NB. When this is the NB position, NB. Okay, this is the NB position, and this is the long axis of the tooth. N is here and B is this point. When you are going to draw a line on NB and you are going to draw a line on the long axis of the tooth, the angle which is made by these intersection is 25 degree. This is the mean value. When the angle is increased, okay, when the angle is going to increase, so this is this long one line is NB is fixed position and the tooth angle is like this. This is the tooth. When the angle is increased, when the angle is going to increase, at that time proclination, as we are talking about the lower incisor. So lower incisor when has increased the angle, at that time proclination will going to be seen. When the lower incisor angle is decreased, okay, decreased, at that time the retroclination will going to be seen. And the linear line will, this linear line value is 4 mm. Lower incisor to NB linear line when you are going to take, this is 4 mm. We have taken lower incisor to NB angle, lower incisor to NB linear. This is 4 mm. How this is 4 mm? When you are going to see this is the long axis of the tooth, somewhat this is, okay, wait. For linear 4 mm, this is the point B, okay, and this is the long axis of the distance between them. The distance between both of them is 4 mm. So this is the linear proclination. When the line is increased, when you are going to increase the line, when this line will be increased, at that time proclination will going to be seen. So this is the point NB and this is the long axis. When you are going to increase the distance, this lower distance, when it is going to be increased, so at that time proclination will going to be seen. When the distance is decreased like this, at that time retoclination will be seen. So this is the proclination as well as the retoclination. This is the dental analysis of the sternal analysis, dental part, and skeletal part we have covered before. Hope you have understood this. If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for the latest upcoming videos. Share this to your friends and your batchmates for easy learning and better understanding. Keep watching Pen Dentistry. Incisal angle. This is the angle, interincisal angle. Interincisal means the angle between the two incisors. When the angle taken between the two incisors, this is acute. When the angle is acute, at that time, the mainly it is 132 degree. This is the mean value. And when this angle is acute degree, when it is making an acute angle, at that time proclination is there. Means both the tooth are at acute position like this. This is the position of the tooth and this is the position of the tooth. They are showing proclination. When the angle is obtuse, when this is the when the angle is obtuse, okay, like this. So at that time retroclination is seen. This obtuse angle, retroclination, the position of the teeth is inside, okay. This is the proclination, the position has changed, the position of the tooth has changed to inside. This is showing the retroclination. This is the interincisal angle. This angle helps in detecting the incisor with defective angulation. When the incisors are having a defective angulation, this angles in cephalometry helps us to recognize that which type of angle is patient having, whether the acute or the obtuse. And you can recognize whether the proclination is present in the presence of acute angle and retroclination present in the presence of obtuse angle. Now S line. S line is the soft tissue line. The nose tip to the chin. When the line is drawn from the nose tip to the chin and the lip. And the lip, the S line is protrusive. This S line, the lip is making, this is the lip. This is making a S line. And this is the line for the anterior location of the tooth. Orthodontic treatment is then when the S line is of greater angle. When the S line is of greater angle, this show that the proclination is seen in the mouth of the patient, in the cephalometry of the patient, and for that we go for orthodontic treatment for the maintenance of the S line. Okay, so this is the soft tissue analysis. How you are going to analyze the soft tissue and treat the patient. Incisor angle, how you are going to see the incisors of the patient, and in dental as well as skeletal analysis I have covered that. If you like the video, please share and watch Pen Dentistry. This is the summary chart to remember the sternal analysis. These five, the above five are skeletal one, the below one are up till here. It is the dental, then the soft tissue, incisal and the soft tissue. SNA, here SNA, SNB. As I have told you, A and B here, and N is the common point. For the value of SNA is these three you are going to learn in series 80 to 80 and 82. 80 to 80 and 2. Okay. For maxilla, the SNA is for maxilla. In when the angle is increased, mostly the proclination is taken place. When the angle is increasing, mostly proclination takes place. When the angle is decreased, mostly retroclination takes place. So maxilla is proclination is there, maxilla is retroclination is there. For SNB, mandible proclination, mandible retroclination. And in A and B, there is a class 2 and class 3. When the angle is increased, class 2 is there, and the angle is decreased, class 3. Occlusion plane. When there is occlusion plane and mandibular plane, 1432. 14 is for when the angle is increased clockwise, when the angle is decreased, anti-clockwise takes place. And in mandibular plane, vertical, and in this, when the angle is decreased, horizontal growth of the growth pattern is seen, horizontal as well as vertical. Upper incisor, angle and linear line. When the angle is there 22, and in lower incisor 25. Above is 22, lower is 25. And the linear line is 4 mm, 4 mm. In 4 of them, proclination will be there when the angle is increased, and the retroclination will be seen when the angle is decreased. In interincisal angle, as you know, when the angle is increased, 132 is the mean value. When the angle is obtuse, okay, when the angle is the retroclination is there, when the angle is increased and the angle is decreased, proclination will be there. This is the vice versa. This is the indirect proportion. Here when the angle is increasing, proclination was seen, but in this only, this is the special case where angle is increased and retroclination is seen. S line, when the S line is increased, proclination is seen. When the S line is decreased, retroclination is seen. This is the summary chart for this Stirner analysis. Hope you have understood this video well, and this is very easy topic. Don't take it so hectic. If you will watch with Pan Dentistry, we are going to help you out to make the hardest topic very easy. Keep watching Pan Dentistry.